Sunday Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den Boxing Community. For those who don't know, now you know. And in the building, we have a special guest, young, talented warrior by the name of Valentino Morgan. How you doing today, brother?
Man, how you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful, brother. All right, so you are currently an amateur fighter. Tell the people, you know what I mean, how you got into boxing, where you from, and how you got into boxing.
Well, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, South Side, Inglewood, West Inglewood.
That's what's up.
I've been boxing all my life, to be honest with you. Like, I've been, fighting since I was little. So, one day, I was like 17 years old. I was walking down the street with my brother and my cousin. We was actually, we was smoking weed. Not going to say and lie.
Right.
Smoking weed, and we was talking. We talking about football. And he was like, man, you got to do it. You got to do it. I said, man, look, if I don't do it, I'm going to box. I had no idea of boxing. I didn't watch boxing like that. I knew about Tyson, but I didn't really watch boxing. So when I said that, I was just joking. And then like 2 years later, I got introduced to boxing. Our brother named Anthony Muhammad. He trained me free, taught me the trade, taught me the movement, taught me the skill, the number system about boxing, taught me the sweet science of it. And ever since then, I've just been striving to go for it. So I've been doing it for like 11 years on and off because, I've been having to live on my own and take care of myself and have the support that you need to have when you actually be a fighter. That's very important. If you look at any of the best of the fighters, had a team surrounded behind them before they made it to their stardom.
Right.
So my journey is just a little different. It's gonna be fun.
No doubt about it, man. So you know what I mean. What motivated you to get into boxing? As far as I know, you from Chicago. You right down the street from me. I'm in Milwaukee. You know what I mean. So you know what I mean. You from Chicago. It's a lot of temptations in Chicago. It's a lot of things you can get into. You know what I mean. In Chicago, they can steer you in a different direction towards the streets. So what made you say, okay, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm good at this. When did you know you was good at boxing?
I knew I was good at it when I probably like the second year. I just felt I was always good at it. Like I always was a fighter, so that part was never a problem for me. Like I just never thought that I wasn't gonna be able to be good at it. But when I noticed, like when I would fight people, oh man, you slick, you move fast for a big guy. You know what I mean? You light on your feet for a big guy. That's when I noticed it was actually a real gift. That you know what I mean?
Right.
It was like I gotta go for it. But it's been like dreams. Like I wake up in the middle of the night and have dreams about like waking up out of a dream that I fought for the heavyweight champion out and I won and I had an interview. It's just stuff I couldn't like let go. So
Right.
Of course I work in Chicago, maintain it. You know what I mean? But my discipline really came from the Nation of Islam. I had joined the Nation of Islam at 19. So
Right.
I got that discipline, that structure, that militant structure that made me not really like say, okay, let me go back to the streets, let me do this, let me do that. Because there's a lot of great fighters in Chicago. There's a lot of great athletes in Chicago. But, street organizations. And, just trying to survive as a young black man.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. How did you connect to and get in contact with Freeway Ricky Ross, the legendary?
Oh, he came to the Mars. It was an event for him after the Mars. Like he spoke. Then we did a little thing after the Mars meeting was over with, and inside of the gymnasium. And he saw me pad. He saw me work. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm into boxing. I'm finna get into that." And that's the one thing I like about Freeway. He say he gonna do something, he gonna do it. He keep it 100.
Absolutely. So who are some of your inspirations, man? Your favorite heavyweights growing up watching, you know what I mean, from the past?
I studied Muhammad Ali. I would watch him. I would just study him. But I learned like as I would study him, I started studying Frazier. I said, "Whoa, Frazier was giving him that business."
Right, right.
Frazier was going at him. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I like him. And then, of course, Mike Tyson, but I really didn't really study Mike Tyson like that. I liked him, but it wasn't my style. Joe
Right.
Louis is another one. Joe Louis I used to watch. I liked the way he threw that, like he had a good jab. He stuck that jab out there. I really liked the way Joe Louis was doing it. And I used to study Joe Jackson, too. I mean, what's his name? Jack Johnson, first heavyweight boxer, first black heavyweight boxer.
Right.
I studied him. I saw how he was doing. You know what I mean? So, but really, my favorite fighter, heavyweight, is Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Because of what he stood for outside the ring. It wasn't just the fact that he was a great fighter. It was the things that he did outside the ring. Me growing up in Chicago, I knew the stories where he'll run down, going to the projects, going to some people's houses in the projects. He'll fix up the apartment. You know what I mean? He was doing certain things in the neighborhood. So when you think about Ali, you got to add Chicago to it too, because he spent a lot of his career, his life in Chicago.
Absolutely.
And he did a lot for that city. Definitely did a lot for the city.
For sure. And let me ask you this. What do you 10 years from now, and you looking, whether you still fighting or you looking back at your career, what do you want your story to say? What do you want to be said about you 10 years from now in the sport of boxing?
I want people to say, man, this dude here never gave up. He made his word bond, and he completed it. He set a goal and he completed it. I don't want people just to remember me as a fighter. I want people to follow my career outside the ring. Because there's things that I want to accomplish outside the ring to help uplift poor people, suffering people all over the world. But I'm going to start here in the country where I'm from.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. And also, what do you want people to know about you, or what do you feel like people should know about you that they don't know right now?
I want them to know, like, no matter what they go through, I was a product of being born with crack cocaine in my system.
Right.
Like my mother was a crack addict, and my father was a dope dealer, and he sold, but he ended up killed by the police. But my mother, she had 12 of us. From like my second oldest brother on down, we all had it in our system. I want people to realize, like, it don't matter what type of situation you come from. It don't matter. Like, you can overcome it. Because, we hear about people that say, oh, man, I made it out the crack game by selling it. Or I made it out I used to be a user, and I overcame that addiction. But you never really hear about the children that got affected by it. And, like, I honestly know that my generation is like the first generation of the children that was affected by crack cocaine.
Right.
You know what I mean? That had to deal with the trauma of it.
Right.
You think that it's only one person really going through it, but it's not just that one person. It's multiple people that's involved with this one person life.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right about that.
It's a whole scheme. But I never heard nobody that overcame that and did it right. You know what I mean? And did it a legit way. Didn't I hear about I had homies that their parents was on the crack, but then turn around they start selling it and selling it to their OG or selling it to their family members.
Right.
I just when I saw it, I couldn't mess with it. Like, I used to hate it. Like, I used to want to fight my homies when I used to sell them bagging up. You know what I mean?
Right. No doubt.
To be honest with you, that's how I felt. But I want people to know there's another way. Because you know what I mean. It's hard. It's a lot of us don't see another way. We don't really see it because we don't get the image of it. You don't see a lot of doctors coming out the hood because the image of seeing a doctor in the hood, successful doctor, is slim.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt. You're
Like
right about that. You know.
we hear about
No, go ahead, brother.
we hear about we hear about athletes. The reason why you see our community go towards more towards sports is because that's what we can see, because we can image and see ourselves in it, because we see our sport entertainers doing it and they look like us. We see we see actors because they look like us. You know what I mean? You're gonna be more prideful when you see someone that look like you. That's why when they said Obama, when Obama became the president, it changed. Like you saw people change and they wanted to do things like communities because they saw an image
Right.
of somebody that looked just like them.
Yeah, imagery is powerful, very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Especially in our community, we gotta see it. Our babies gotta see stuff like that, see ourselves in positive lights. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, and that goes into the next question I was going to ask you, is that you know, you being a black heavyweight right now, a young black heavyweight, you're amateur, you're coming into the pros pretty soon here. I've been saying, a lot of us been saying for a long time that the reason why it's not more black heavyweights is because they have, our people got so many options as far as they shit, motherfuckers playing football. They doing all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, right now. And in boxing, people are, I feel like if put it this way, how many brothers do you know right now that are talented at something, but they just not doing it? Either it's rapping, if it's making beats, it's mathematical geniuses, but they doing something illegal. You know what I mean? How many people do you know right now that they could be great at something, but they caught up in the game?
Yeah, and that's see, and that's when late Nancy Hustle died, it hurt me to the core because I saw myself. I said, "Damn, he was doing what I want to do."
Right.
He was putting information in the hood. He didn't get rich and leave the hood. He was pouring back and putting wealth back into the neighborhood.
Right.
So he was giving people hope. He's giving different avenues to where everybody might not be gifted in sports. You might not have that physical ability, but you might be gifted in agriculture. You might be gifted in science, mathematics. You know what I mean? You might be gifted in them type of fields. But if you don't have them things set up in the neighborhood, then hey, how's it gonna work?
Right.
So what happens is it's a blessing. At the same time, we just gotta pay attention to the studies. Like we got like the Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? We got places like that where we can make it happen. You know what I mean? We didn't did it before. We could do it again.
Right. Agreed.
It's about uniting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's about. Just unite.
For sure. For sure. Now, you know, speaking of you in your career going pro, right now you're an amateur. What's your amateur record looking like right now? If you know off the top of your head.
15-5. It's been 15-5. It's been on and off though. Like I say, on and off. 15-5. It's just like I get going, then something to come in my way. But this, I'm just determined now. Like I'm not finna. Ain't nothing finna stop me from doing it. I don't care. Like what happens.
Right.
I gotta do it because if I don't do it, my soul will be empty. Like I feel that part of it. I feel it. I didn't try to like go on about it, but it's just like it itch at me every day.
Right. Right. Pushing you towards your destiny.
Most definitely. Most definitely. It's a part of my salvation.
For sure. And hey, bro, it's been a long time since I wanted somebody to win as bad as you, man. I like your spirit, brother. I like what you how you feel about life and what you feel about your people. You know what I mean? And I want you to win, man. I want you to be successful in what you do. If there's anything the brothers on here can do to help at any time, make sure you reach out and let us know. but I'm gonna stay in contact with you because you know what I'm saying, like I said, we're gonna watch you and guide you through with your career. We're gonna be here every step of the way, interviews, you know what I'm saying, before every fight. And we might be able to get down to some of them fights, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I appreciate your time, brother. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you on social media?
You can find me VCM09. That's on Instagram, and my Facebook is Valentino Best Life. But you can find me on either or. But more likely, you can check me out on Instagram.
For sure, family. Okay, man. I appreciate you, brother. You stay up, man, and good luck in your career, man. And we'll definitely stay in contact with you. Much love.
Yes, sir, man. You as well, brother. Be successful in what you do as well, brother.
No doubt. Peace.
Peace.